Good morning, everybody, and it is Modern Warfare 2 beta time. And this time of the year is always so much fun. We got football starting up, we've got Call of Duty, and the weather's starting to feel great. I'm so excited for this year. But as you see in the background, we've got some Modern Warfare 2 beta going on. And this is pretty huge because this year Infinity War's looking to be more open and more willing to communicate with his players than they have been in the past. So I'm really excited. They have a Reddit page up with a bunch of different inputs. So this video will be my beta feedback. As you see, we're taking care of somebody who's playing very tactical. He's so tactical in that corner. Such a sentinel. That's what they're trying to call it. I like campers. But, so this is my beta feedback. Starting off, right off the bat, sprint and running footstep audio is just way too loud, and we see that everywhere here. But whenever it comes to running, if they could tone that down, that would be great. They could, even if they were just to tone down running on hardwood, and whenever you're running on wood, it is a lot louder than anything else. But so there's that. Ninja, I'm saying ninja and not dead silence, because ninja, it's a lot better. Dead silence, people think that your footsteps are actually dead silent whenever you're running. That's not the case. Ninja and dead silence reduce your audio by 40%. And so I'm saying ninja, I think that's needed as a perk and not just a field upgrade. Just because there's so many aspects to the game that's camper or sentinel friendly, where sprint fire speeds aren't great, strafing speeds aren't great. So it's all about trying to get the casual, I'm doing air quotes right now, as if you can see, casual player base. So these people who are posted up in a corner, not rushing. So in order to help the campers, they've really nerfed the rushing. And so footstep audio is a big part. So if Ninja was in the game, it would be a pretty good counter, but there are some things that need to help the rushers a bit more. Like I said, sprint to fire and straight speed. If somebody's posted up in a corner, I want to be able to at least have a chance. Same with strafe. If I know somebody's camping in a corner and I were to aim down sight and then walk to the side to try to get peek on him, he's got peeker's advantage on me just because he's posted up already. So I want to be able to strafe and be able to see him at the same time he's seeing me. But there's that. Sliding. Now that slide canceling is out of the way, I think that is fine. I am a-okay with it. However, there's one thing I'd like to change with sliding. Because you're not able to pick your gun up while you're sliding and aim down sight or slide cancel, I think we should at least be able to hip fire while we're sliding. I think a hip fire would be a really nice balance between the two. As we see us bunny hopping right here. Me bunny hopping right here is just to show, like, you can't really strafe around these corners just because they'll have advantage. But where was I? Hip fire while sliding. That's what I think that would be a great addition. I'm okay with no slide canceling. Just hip to fire would be a great addition. Perks, and I really only have one suggestion to this just because I haven't tested them all out. Ghost. I think Ghost should be only active when moving, so that if you have a camper like this guy up there and UAV's running, if he has Ghost, then I'm not going to be able to see him if he's not moving at all. Also, with perk balancing, there have been a couple games that I've played where everybody was running Ghost. I mean everybody. Whenever we had a UAV going up halfway through a match, there would literally be one ping, maybe, that the enemy team would show up. So I'm not a big fan of that. It needs to be while moving, and I think that would be great, especially with everybody running Ghost, at least here in the beta. I don't know what perks they're going to add later on, but of course another perk, Ninja, but I already covered that earlier. Next up, I think any suppression effect that they have going needs to be out of there. There's a lot of visual suppression. If somebody's shooting by you, you get a lot of motion blur and a lot of like visual, I don't know what to call it, visual white noise, I guess. Like like there, whatever you saw that I wasn't getting hit. But there was still some like motion blur going on, and I don't think that should be in. There was one instance, it might have just been the way I was running or something. There might have been one instance where I think suppression actually stopped me from sprinting. And I'm not a fan of that in any way, shape, or form. But after suppression, that is that. Moving on to the next topic. For some of the maps, I think the spawns need to be worked around pretty well. There was one game I played earlier where I spawned in as the guy was staring at me, and I think that was on Mercado. Yeah, the guy was staring at me and I spawned in. And these maps, they're not gigantic, they're not small, but they're an okay size. So I think spawns, they'll always need to be worked on a little bit, but there's that. Also, for this map right here, I can't remember, I think this is Farm. This map and Mercado, both of those, whenever you're spawning into domination, I think one of the teams aren't spread out equally. So one team gets to be a lot quicker, and they're already aiming down sight. And the next thing I'd like to talk about are just some bugs in the game. First up, the cruise missile launch. Whenever you select, oh excuse me, I'm thinking of the SAE, but the cruise missile launch, I'm having a lot of like lag. I don't know if this is a normal thing, but I'm having a lot of lag whenever steering it side to side. It's very catchy, and it takes a second to actually register my movement. The SAE was with that. Oh wait, no, I don't think I had a problem with the SAE. Anyway, oh, yesterday, I think Friday morning, I had like 4 or 5 separate scan and repair like notifications that came up, and I have no idea what it was. I don't know the error code or whatever it was, but that just can't really happen, especially with, I know it's beta, so I'm sure they'll get that fixed, but it's just never fun to deal with, and that's a big problem that a lot of people are having with it. Thirdly, Thursday afternoon, I was trying to load into some maps, and it would load maps, and then it'd say it's starting the match, and then we would sit there for like 2 or 3 minutes total, and then the map would just back us all out, and nobody would be on the server, and we'd have to go back and try again. Oh, the fire rate switches on the bottom right. If you look at the fire rate switch, right below the gun, you see the fully auto, which is the 3 side by side. Looks like a burst, and then the single. Those are backwards, and yeah, that's just something I'd like to point out. It's nothing big, but that is a small little like UI bug. Victory screens. It was strobing a lot on me, like, and it just wasn't fun at all. I would have to like look at the my scoreboard, and that would clear off the strobing lights, and you also see it on the kill cams all around the edges like you just did there. It's very stroby, and it's really hard on the eyes. But that does it for the bugs that I've noticed so far. We still got a few more days left in the beta, and I might point out some more things tomorrow. We will see. The UI, some UI things, just some visual stuff that I'd like to point out. Spawn camera. I wrote this down, but after playing, they got rid of it in TDM. I think that's fine. And the domination modes, since it is more of a competitive mode, I know this isn't like ranked play or anything, but this is an objective game mode. And I think the spawn camera for that is fine. A little spawn delay is great, because it just adds to... gets you more time, and we could go into that based on like competitive games. Like for Control, I don't know if anybody's who watches this plays like Control for ranked play and Vanguard or in Cold War, and the way that works is if you get a kill, then you have like a 4-second spawn delay, and that allows you more time to either get onto the objective or allows you more time to if you get a kill, allows you more time to where they have to wait to respawn. So I think a spawn delay in an objective game mode like domination is fine. And even if it is just like the 1 second delay as the camera speeds back in. Death in the scoreboard. I think that should be their game, like all game long. They have it at the end game. I would really like it if it was there. It would really influence my play style. Instead of rushing every second. I'm not saying I'll back up and be a camper. What I'm saying is like I would be more cautious and careful about how I challenge if I could see my deaths, because I ultimately, like the rest of us on here, I just want to get better every day, and I think seeing deaths on the scoreboard will help me. And it's Call of Duty. I think you're not going to get rid of all the toxicity. I'm not condoning any of it, but I will say it's a lot of fun to mess with my friends whenever they only have 3 kills and like 16 deaths. It's a lot of fun to poke at my friends, and my friends, we all laugh about it and have fun. But yeah, so I think the deaths should be on the scoreboard at all time. Main menu, going into it with the message of the day and like the ranked play or the modes that it's suggesting. I'm not a big fan of that at all. With Vanguard, Cold War, and Modern Warfare 2019, it was all straightforward. You could log into this, Warzone. You could log into the game that you're playing, Warzone, or the next upcoming game or whatever that it had. It was really straightforward, and then once you logged into the game mode that you wanted to play, that's whenever you get the message of the day, notifications, and things like that. Oh! And with that flash that just came up, that made me think of something. I notice I play on controller. Aim assist still works if you have a flash. So if you're completely blind and you're just shooting out into the white flash screen that you have, then your gun's still going to follow even though you can't see anything. That needs to be fixed. It was at my advantage right there, and I think that's dumb. So that just needs to be out of there. I was trying to get out of the cruise missile on accident. It needs to be a lot easier to get out of cruise missiles too. Could just be that I haven't learned the buttons. But that's the bugs that I'd like to talk about. Moving on to just to sum up this video. Well, not to sum up, to close up this video, I want to point out the gunsmith and how leveling up these guns, I love it. Unlocking the guns, I love it. Everything about leveling the guns up is amazing. I could unlock a sight on the M4 and then have it for the M16 later on, just because it's the same kind of gun. And yeah, so overall leveling up is, I love it. It is a little confusing when you're trying to figure out what you have to do to unlock guns, but once you learn the progression and like the skill trees, not skill trees, I play too many like RPGs and stuff. Once you learn like the gun tree, that's what it's called, and where you could have these guns, it's a lot of fun to play. And just grind and know what you're grinding towards. So that is a blast. It's not like Vanguard where you have to grind through 70 levels. Each and every gun, it just wasn't fun at all. And I don't know if this is just for the beta, but there's only like 20 levels max per gun. And some guns you only have like 12 levels or something like that. And that is amazing. I'm sure it's just a beta thing. I hope it stays the same, just so that we could unlock camos a lot faster, because I would love to get on the camo grind. I tried it for Vanguard, but I just got so freaking bored and tired of just grinding through 70 levels at a time just to unlock camos. It's just not fun. But with this, the way that they're doing this, I have good faith that the camo grind is going to be a lot easier to manage and just a lot more enjoyable overall. And in general, this is a video game. We're supposed to be having fun. I know you see like people try-harding and things like that, but it's a video game. We're supposed to have fun. Let's try to make this game as fun as possible. And that pretty much sums it up for this entire video. All these things that I pointed out, I think it'll make the game more enjoyable for everybody, no matter your play style, whether it's Sentinel, Camper, or Rushers. I can't remember what they call them, but that is it. Yeah, that sums it up the video. Perfect. I even got to the end of this game. That sums it up. If you enjoyed, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you in the morning, guys.